Hello everybody, welcome back to Back Out of the Case. This is Skyflight44, aka Zect44, and today I'm playing, well, to me, a classic. Definitely a PS2 classic that I've been playing almost since it came out. Like 3 months since this series actually debuted on the PS2, and I believe it came out like November, earliest October. Me and my brother got in January. And that still gets to me. He actually he got it on his birthday, and he got to stay out of school that day. It still gets to me. But I'm going to be playing Ratchet and Clank on the HD collection. The HD collection isn't my favorite way of playing this, mainly because playing 2 on the HD collection completely destroyed this. Idle minds, in my opinion. I don't trust him. But we're just gonna go straight into Ratchet and Clank. I said it when I was doing the Spyro the Dragon playthrough, that incredibly casual playthrough, that I just have no idea why I didn't actually have a proper playthrough of an Insomniac game, considering that, especially with my childhood, which I'm not saying is as bad as some people's childhood, but wasn't necessarily best. Insomniac and their games really did come through for me. Now, can't actually go and put subtitles on just yet. I guess that means I'm gonna have to shut up for a good long time. Okay. Wait, did I go? Yeah, new game. I'm gonna have to go over one of these slots. Okay. This one I'm not going over. I need that. I need that challenge run for a challenge mode one for my trophies. Oh, really, just one. That was probably something else. This is my Furiato's playthrough. I guess I'll go over this one. I guess there's actually a certain amount of save files I can have. I thought on PS3 I would be able to have as many as I wanted. Guess not. Thought that was done with the PS2.
Final step, attach robotic ignition system. Thank you for using help desk technology.
Okay. Now, this game, yeah, don't care about the help desk. I'm actually going to go in the options, and while I put subtitles on, which subtitles in this game don't really look all too well, but I might as well put them there. Help desk, I won't actually need either of them. I've played this way too many times to ever need the help desk, and though you can just press triangle whenever it comes up to actually skip it. And actually, one of the first help desk messages you actually get, which I actually really do like, is the help desk telling you, hey, you can skip these messages by going and pressing triangle. Now, Ratchet and Clank is a nice little sci-fi series that it's not something like Mass Effect or, you know, like a huge expanded universe in which you can play one game and get this amazing just universe, all these different species, and a lot of information about them. That's definitely not this sci-fi universe. You kind of have to play a lot of the games to really learn a lot about the universes. No, actually, just universe. Technically, there is an omniverse in the game. It's just only hinted at. No, well, not hinted at, but... Ah, oh, crap. Oh, well. Let's see. No, can't get up there. Damn. That sucks. But, there are, like, different galaxies you can actually go to throughout the entire series, which I've always liked. If you actually play through all the games, a lot of little references and information that you might actually not really get if you actually play the later games in the series. Pretty much just stuff that you would know if you played early games in the series, which I really do enjoy. It's a nice little light-hearted sci-fi universe, which is always cool. One of the big... This is a solid platforming game with also with the third-person shooting gameplay. That's basically the entire series, though. Some of them are a bit closer to a third-person shooter. Others a bit closer to a platformer. But for the most part, it's a hybrid between the two. However, this is one of the big things that I actually really enjoyed about this game, which really got me into the actual series, is the fact that this game really does run a bit on the rule of cool. Not to mention, it can be silly at points. Very, very silly. And when we get the Morph Array, I'm going to be showing the hell out of how silly the game can actually be. Not to mention, even looking at, like, the suck cannon and some of the very, well, not completely inventive weapons, but just these, you know, creative weapons. It's actually a pretty good series, all in all.
Interesting.
Yay!
You're quite handy with your wrench.
You bet. I built that ship with it.
Currently, I'm in search of someone who could be of assistance in saving the solar system. Do you know where I might find that fellow?
Well, he's on the radio every week. Other than that, no. Hey, what's with all this save the solar system stuff anyway?
Hello, citizens of... My race, the Blog, have a small problem. Our planet has become so polluted, overpopulated, and poisonous that we are no longer able to dwell here. But I, Chairman Drek, have a solution. We are constructing a pristine new world using the choicest planetary components available. So, what does this mean to you might ask? Using highly sophisticated technology, which you couldn't possibly understand, we will be extracting a large portion of your planet and adding it to our new one. Unfortunately, this change in mass will cause your planet to spin out of control and drift into the sun, where it will explode into a flaming ball of gas. But, of course, sacrifices must be made. Thank you for your cooperation.
Cut!
And if you don't like it, you can take your whiny, sniveling, snot-nosed populations, form a line behind me, and kiss my... We're still on? Well, turn it off, you idiot!
The people on those planets are hosed. Well, good luck getting Captain Quark to help you.
Actually, you could help me. If you could use your ship to take me to the coordinates contained in this infobot, I might be able to gather further information there.
Even if I wanted to, I can't. I'm missing a crucial component of the ship.
The robotic ignition system.
How did you know that?
I, sir, happen to be equipped with the latest in robotic ignition systems. My programming allows me to start any ship I choose.
So, I agree to take you to this wherever it is, and you get my ship started for me?
That is what I'm proposing.
Deal.
This could be a problem. Take care of it.
Whoa, this is great! So that's where I've been stuck this whole time.
Please return your appendages to the steering mechanism, sir.
Huh? Oh, right. Sorry. Oh, and by the way, you can stop calling me sir. The name's Ratchet.
Pleased to make your acquaintance, sir.
You got a name?
My serial number is V54296.
Oops. I'll just call you Clank for short. Hang on!
So you see, it would be most beneficial if your citizens were not in the city when my workers begin removing it.
Preposterous! I will not stand for this.
Unfortunately, you have no choice in the matter.
Let's just see what Captain Quark has to say about that, my good man. I don't see what's so funny. Captain Quark could dispatch you without even breaking a sweat, you puny...
You have now officially worn out your welcome and my patience.
This is your last chance. Stop this madness now!
Okay, wait. You're right. I will withdraw my troops.
Really?
No! He's all yours, gentlemen. Try not to leave any marks.
Clank? Where are you? Oh, sorry about that. Well, we're not leaving the way we came in.
Perhaps we could procure a ship from one of the inhabitants.
If there are any left.
Okay, finally, all of those cutscenes are well over. There's gonna be a couple more on this level, but I'm so glad that all cutscenes are over. Well, to be honest, if you know me, I can't shut up about this series, but, how much, bolts do I have? I need another 1,000 to get the next weapon. One of the, again, like I said, like the last thing I've actually said, was I really enjoyed all the weapons in this game. The, one we have equipped right now that we actually get from the very beginning of the game, it's the bomb glove. We can actually just, you know, throw one out, and it's, basically, like, a grenade that actually explodes on impact. It's pretty cool, actually very, very useful weapon. And I believe from the speed run that I actually seen, it's actually very, very useful in it. Because you know you already have it from the very beginning. Though I just can't for the life of me actually want to do a speed run of this game. Though, oh, I thought I was going to actually get this one. Oh well. There's actually another thing about this series. That there's generally a lot of things you can just hit and get bolts from it. Bolts is a currency in this actual universe, which is actually fairly strange. Though the bolts are really going to get inflated in later games until they kind of pull it back. But in the first game, bullets actually really do mean a lot. Because unlike the later games, there's no way you're going to be able to get every single weapon in the game if you're trying to go, especially if you're trying to go quickly in this game. Though, it's not too bad. If you actually pretty much do everything, you should be able to get the Tesla coil, which that's the only real big weapon that's pretty much the best weapon that you can get in the first part of the game, or the first playthrough of the game. Now, see this actual cracked wall? Any explosive weapons can destroy it. Bomb Glove, Devastator, Visibomb, though you don't want to use the other two, especially the latter. Because that ammo is actually really expensive. Now, oh yeah, that's one of the graphical glitches of this, the HD collection, which that actual bar there that shows the oxygen kind of screwed up in this one. Actually, I want to see. Can I go into help? Let's just go into controls. Nope, we can't get rid of it yet. I know how we can get rid of it, and I'm going to be doing that as soon as I can. But it's one of those graphical glitches that I kind of honestly didn't care too much for. Until I played the second game on the HD collection, and I wasn't taking any of Idle Mind's bullshit with these graphical glitches. Now, our first weapon we can actually buy is the Pyrocitor. Some people will say that the Pyrocitor, like most flamethrowers in video games, kind of sucks because, well, it only goes a little, it doesn't go too far. But it's by far the safest way of taking out any kind of, it's by far the safest way to take out any of these one-hit kill enemies that sometimes can swarm you. And I really do enjoy using it. You knock out boxes, you got bolts. Actually go for those ones with the G on it, the Gadgetron logo. And you'll actually go and get ammo. Which is, I believe, like the only... Actually, no, later on, they do actually go and, once again, make all the ammo drop look different depending on what weapon it was actually used for, but that only really happened in the first game for the PS2 games. But for the most part, you really do want to go and make sure that you're getting as many bolts as you can. And another good thing about this game, which actually, there's more so the series than this game in general, because you're only really going to want to use it in later games in the series, and that enemies can actually hit each other. They can kill each other, and you're going to utilize that in games like Going Commando and Up Your Arsenal, where there's actually challenges in which you actually have to beat an arena challenge with one weapon, and it generally has a certain amount of ammo. Some of them, like the Heavy Lancer one, you're not going to actually beat if you spam it, especially. And which is actually the best way of doing that is to let your enemies kill each other. And then just go along and finish the rest of them. Actually, though I'm going to show it off later on, this area just reminded me that when you actually come back into a level after you beat it the first time, you'll actually see that a lot of these different paths actually have different enemies in them. It is the same enemies in the actual level, but they like those little robotic bird things will actually be in this room. It's generally actually easier. The enemy placement's easier once you actually come back to it. A lot of it fell. The reason why all these bolts are actually coming to us is that the fact that the actual wrench, I believe, is it's magnetic, and it'll actually attract the bolts, which is nice. Now, one of the things I'm not going to actually be able to show you in this level, actually no, I will be able to show you in this level, is the fact that, you know, Insomniac before made Spyro the Dragon, in which that's a collectathon series. You would actually probably think that, well, they might actually leave some little extra things from that series, and it trickled over into this one. There are actually secret collectibles we can actually collect in this game, which is really nice. And see, that's where the Pyrocenter really shows off in times like that. Especially in one area and a later level that's just utter bullshit if you're not using the Pyrocenter. Actually, it's not really bullshit, it's just the safest way you're actually going to get through it is with the Pyrocenter. I have no idea why people don't like it.
Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. Oh, what are you? Mercenaries? Torturers? Assassins? I'll tell you anything. Here, take my infobot. It's all I've got left.
Sir, we're not assassins.
Hold on. Let's see what he's got.
Has this ever happened to you? Hi, I'm Captain Quark, and believe me, there's nothing worse than staring down a Blargian snagglebeast from the inside and knowing your equipment isn't functioning properly. That's why I come to Al's Robo Shack for all my electronic needs. Al has been the exclusive repair shop for my super electro gadgets since I was knee-high to a sand mouse. If Al can't fix it, it's not broke. Right, Al? You said it, pal! So if you're fighting crime, or just fighting grime, come to Al's RoboShack in Metropolis for all your robotic repairs. Al's RoboShack, it's Quarktastic!
Do you know what this means?
Yeah, Captain Quark is really sold out.
No, it means Captain Quark is on Metropolis. We could tell him about this invasion.
If we had a ship.
What? A ship? What? You're not going to torture me? Well, as planetary chairman, I could arrange for you to borrow our courier ship.
Cool.
You can count on us, sir.
Right. Thank you, your chairman shipliness.
Okay. Finally can talk again. Now, I don't really remember what I was talking about before, but one of the things that the Ratchet and Clank series, up until, well, excluding Deadlocked, up until, what was it called? A Crack in Time, which they changed it around a bit. Most of the, well, just the main Ratchet and Clank games went in, the game can be divided into 3 parts. And this one's especially obvious in the fact that each and every single part of the game has a different ship that we're actually going to be using. And also all 3 parts are, what was it, split between bosses too. Oh shit, fell down. Yeah, you fall down, and you're just gonna go back. Later games actually have a lot less platforming, which was one of the best things about A Crack in Time. A Crack in Time was heavy on the platforming, which was a nice little change. Because while I really do enjoy all the weapons in the entire series, and especially Up Your Arsenal is probably the best set of weapons, and also where I see the entire game going into a, or the series going into a more action-oriented rollout direction. but I do like my platforming. Which is one of the reasons why I think Going Commando can, you know, definitely pretty much match up your arsenal in quality. Well, a little while ago I actually got a gold ball, and that's what they actually look like in every single Ratchet and Clank game. Except for maybe like one I can think of. There's always some kind of bolt that you can actually get in the game. There's 40 of them in this game, spread out between all the levels. Some levels have 1, some levels have 2. I believe one of them actually has 4. Some of them you can actually get in your first... damn it. You can actually get in your first, what was it called? Run through. Others you're going to need to get different gadgets. Oh, there's another thing I haven't actually talked about. One of the... again, this game really does run on the rule of cool. You have all these cool weapons, and you also have all these cool gadgets that you actually get. And it's one of the more interesting things about the actual game. While this game does control perfectly well, it's basically unchanged with a couple of additions, I should say, when it comes to the later games in the series. There's no strafe button in this game, and I would have loved the HD collection a lot more if they just added a strafe button to this control scheme.
Dad, blast it!
Look, plumber's crack.
What did you just say?
I said, look, the plumber's back.
All right, wise guy. Shouldn't you be on one of them escape transports?
Escape transports?
Newsflash, giant robots attacking! The escape transports are taking all the rich folks off this god-darn planet.
So why aren't you on one?
Socioeconomic disparity.
What?
He hasn't got enough bolts.
Working people have to wait for Captain Quark to save us.
Well, got anything worth a lot of bolts?
I got this thing. Shows 2 weirdos ditching their ship. It's got coordinates to a desert planet, too.
An infobot. Ratchet, we could use that.
Geronimo!
Did he just slide down a sewer pipe?
Mayday, mayday! This is the solar ship Radical. We seem to be under attack from the planet's surface.
Relax, kid. It looks like some sort of fireworks display. Probably in your honor.
Whoa! That was close! Ah!
Pipe down, I can't concentrate.
Well, we've been hit!
An unexpected detour. When we land, I'll see if I can scare up an exhibition for you.
We're not gonna live that long!
Kid, let's M-screen!
Eject! Eject!
Did you see that guy on the left? That was Skid McMarks.
Does he know Captain Quark?
I doubt it. He's a pro hoverboarder, always going off about how cool he is.
Looks like he's in trouble.
I'll say. I've never seen him look so freaked out.
Well, that's done. Now we actually have 2 different levels we can actually go to, and a ship that we can actually go and visit those levels. Now, I believe... damn, I completely forgot. Because it's either Iridia or I believe it's Iridia that we just got. I think that's what it was called. And it's either that or we're going to be going to Metropolis. But we're going to be going to Metropolis on planet Kerwan. Just because, you know, there can be a bit of backtracking in this game if you don't take a specific path, I mean. But for the most part, if you do actually go one path, there's only really a lot of backtracking, well, let's just say, in one set of planets. And that's in the second part, and it's basically just going back to the worst level in the entire series, at least the Insomniac-made games. But it's just infuriating and... fuck the Blarg homeworld. I hate that level so much. Not to mention, you have to go through it twice. Once as Clank and once as Ratchet, and that's not fun. But for the, I'm just going to, well, end this right here, just for now. So, see you, everybody.